Best of the weekend, the job Mark Pope is doing down at Kentucky. First time really watching them this year. They look really good. The worst, I am going to give it to Shawn Miller of Xavier. It was his first coaching job, 04 to 09. Did very well. He took the Arizona job. A dream job, as he called it. He was there for quite a while, and then it went bad, and they let him go, and there's some baggage around it. Xavier in 2022 takes him back. Mm-hmm. The program is good. It's a quality basketball program. You know that program, Dan. They've always been good, and he can make them even better. And now he's bolting to Texas. What's wrong with having a career like Mark Few of Gonzaga? Mark Few stayed at Gonzaga for decades. He always wins 25 games. He's almost a household name. And he's going to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame if he's not already in it. And he gets to the tournament all the time. Why not stay? Be novel.
Well, I think he lives up to his last name. He's one of the few who stays. These guys they bounce around to get to a head coaching job. And then it doesn't stop there. It's very rare when somebody goes, you know what, I'm happy here. I like what I'm doing here. Coaches cannot complain about the transfer portal. They cannot. And that's what Jay was saying. Coaches can do it. Yes, Eden.
It's crazy, too. Like, a lot of times a jump like that comes with a gigantic raise or something. You're like, man, for that kind of money, you got to do that. I don't think this was the case.
I don't
Making about the same money.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm reading it wrong. It's very possible I'm reading this wrong. But to me, it looks like he got a bump of about $500,000, which for the normal person is a fortune, right? But when you're talking about 4.5 versus 5, okay.
There's probably a lot of incentives in there. You get to the tournament, you get to Sweet 16, Elite 8,
could be.
Probably stuff like that. Has anyone had a worse year perception-wise than Danny Hurley? Now, no crimes or anything. It's just him as a basketball coach, him on the floor. But perception-wise, it feels like everybody's, kind of piling on here. A lot of columns on this, and you need to change. Can you change? Yes, Eaton.
I get it. I get that. Because I know I'm definitely somebody over the last several years who've been like, man, this dude needs to chill out. What is he doing? We all do impressions of him. We make his faces and stuff like that. But at least he owns it to some degree. I get the sense that he's very well aware of how crazy he is.
Well, his wife has to say, hun, right? I would think that she would be the sounding board that you have. I just don't know if he can. Now, you have to want to. I don't know. Does he want to change? Has he bought into this is who I am? He was saying, I'm the coach. I'm the face of college basketball. Sometimes you buy into what people portray you as. Yeah, Paulie.
You said last hour he's been doing this back at Bryant in Rhode Island.
Wagner.
Wagner, yeah. Once he starts winning and getting national attention, it's almost a green light to be himself more so. And yell and scream and be on 60 Minutes. Like all his behavior for the past 20 years as a coach, you win 2 titles. It's open season to do what you want.
But I would say perception-wise, without doing anything illegal, getting arrested for anything, who had a worse year perception-wise? LeBron. Everything that happened with his son, bringing his son in, a Nepo baby, a lot of criticism there with LeBron. That had to do with his son, the run-in with Stephen A. Smith. And he didn't do anything other than he wanted his son to play on the team. And now you get, Stephen A. was backtracking. Now he says that he knew that Bronny could play. Like there are a lot of analysts who are all of a sudden saying Bronny can play. And I knew he could play. I don't remember hearing anybody say, I just said you got to stay one more year. Or stay in the G League. But just because he got toasted by Tyrese Maxey didn't mean he couldn't play. It was he shouldn't have been out there. But, J.J. Redick had to put him out there because they needed a guard to go out there and play early in the game. So he gets roasted. So what? Tyrese Maxey is a great player. Now all of a sudden he can't play. He just needs to play. That's all. Let him play. Let the kid be a kid. Yes, Eaton.
It's a good comparison, too, because Dan Hurley, a guy who made it by himself. dot, 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 dot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like everybody now. I knew Bronny could play.
I think the one example of like focusing in on LeBron James and his son while ignoring the thousands of other cases of kids who are in semi-similar situations. I don't know.
I think what LeBron James and his wife have done has been remarkable.
Absolutely.
LeBron growing up in a single-parent household, and he has made himself a billionaire. And raising good kids, at least from the outside looking in. And you got your son on the team. Okay. Like, there's worse things that dads do. What did your dad do? Oh, he put a cigarette out on my hand. What'd your dad do? Hey, he got me a job with the Lakers. Man, you suffered. Like, what are we doing?
Call the authorities.
Yes, they wanted to call the authorities. This is child abuse, what you're doing. Don't have him out there with Tyrese Maxey. Yes, Marvin.
And now I'm thinking to myself, when people say, oh, he took a job away from somebody. If you're fighting with Bronny James for a spot, you're exactly where you need to be in the G League. Because if you're that good, you're not fighting with Bronny James for a spot on the Lakers.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's still going to be in the NBA when LeBron retires. I hope he is. I hope he shows that he can play. He was the 55th player taken for a reason. And he's playing like he's the 55th player in the draft. Yeah, Paul.
If LeBron put his son on the Wizards, then I'd have some
That
questions.
is when I have a problem.
No, Dad, no. You said I could play.
I'm giving you a timeout. You're going to the Wizards.
No.
Anything but that. I can't know.
G League, please.
Mom, he's going to send me to the Wizards.
I stay in college.
Yeah. And if you continue to act up, I'm sending you to Charlotte. No.